Hey guys, so in this video I want to address safety of using GK1 pistol, and this is not the type of safety that something might go wrong with the gun or anything like that, but it's safe handling with firearms basically. Now I know that a lot of you or most of you are already safe handling with firearms from firearms, not only from air guns, but it is worth a discussion when it comes to these pistols, because these pistols are not the regular airgun pistols, so low power and also single loading and etc, and they are also hammerless, meaning that the hammer is always ready to fire. So I think that discussion here is needed in terms of safe use. Now obviously I will not go into details about safe firearm handling, meaning never aim and firearm towards another person and always keep it on aim and safe direction, despite if it's full or loaded or not. I will not go to details. That should be known to anyone that owns this. But considering that it is an air gun, people might take it a little lightly and not have the respect that it actually needs, because simply they think it's a grandpa break barrel air gun type of power, and there is nothing to be concerned about. So obviously these can produce over 80 foot-pounds energy or 100 joules or over, and they are semi-auto and they are always loaded. The fact that the magazine is non-removable, it's even additional, let's say, risk, because if you have something in the magazine, there is always possibility to fire it rapidly. So the first thing in terms of safety is just never keep it loaded. Always make sure the magazine is empty. Just flip the lever and check all the holes that it's actually empty. Second, of course, thing is always keep it on safe. Always keep it on safe. This safety, there was some video, I'm not sure who has done it, said that this small safety, this is not safe, you can still trigger. That's not true. This design of this safety on this pistol is actually, and the rifle K1 actually, is excellent. So if you have it on safe, there is no concern that this will fire on its own. So always keep it on safe. That's a given, of course. And also, one of the things, maybe you ask yourself, why haven't you done this video for the K1, for the rifle? Pistol is much shorter and much more nimble. It's much easier to direct it in the wrong direction. Rifle, there is some mass, there is some length. You always will keep it in the correct direction, but pistol, it's really easy to rotate towards yourself or someone else. So just pay attention. These are not toys. These are high power, and you never know in what power it is set. And even if it's in low power setting, it doesn't matter. It still spits out the lead at quite substantial velocity. So it is dangerous. So please be careful. We have this sport and these air guns. It's a gift right now because there is nothing else on the market like this right now. And we don't want to ruin it, but some stupid mistake and someone gets hurt, and then maybe that might cause some bans in different countries or states. So be aware of that. It's not a toy, it's high power. There is an additional thing that I would like to warn you about, and this might not even be a thing of non-experienced shooter, but it's a thing of operation of this pistol. So this valve, the firing valve, actually requires some pressure to work, and it stops working at roughly just under 100 bars. So if you don't have at least 100 bars, you will pull the trigger, but the gun will not go off. So you say that's fine, and I would agree with you, but there is a problem. In order to reach that point, there is a very narrow threshold in which the gun will not fire. But considering the fact that you have been shooting before and the cylinder is very cold, and of course with cold temperature, the pressure is also lower, and then you pull the trigger and nothing happens, right? It doesn't fire. Okay, so fine, I will put it on safe. but it doesn't go to safe because you did pull the trigger, but it didn't fire. So you will be stuck in a position when you will not be able to put it fully on safe. It will only go up to, let's say, here and no further. And at that point, the cylinder will start to warm up because of surrounding air, and it can then spontaneously fire because the pressure, the trigger is already pressed from your previous attempt, and before the threshold was too low for firing well to fire, and now the pressure rose because the cylinder heated up, and then it will automatically fire. That is really dangerous. So if that happens, just place the gun towards some safe direction and wait. And if it will fire, it will fire. And it will not. If it will not fire, then you will be again at a certain point able to put it on safe. Once you're on safe, you're safe. And if you want to, let's say, speed up this process, what you may want to do is try to put it off safe. Obviously, you don't have it on safe yet, but try to really fast jerk on the trigger to get that fire away, and so you can put it back on safe. So in general, advice from my side would be never go, I don't go under about 150 bars. In the manual it says 120 bars. That's fine, but it's a pistol and small cylinder, and if you have high power, you will very fast reach that point, and maybe it will only take 1 or 2 shots to get from 150 to under 120. So pay attention to this. This is a thing, let's say, just the design of the pistol, how this operates. By the way, this is the same thing on the rifle. It's just that this will never happen to you on the rifle because you will be under the rag way before you are getting to that point when you will be on the threshold of the trigger, the valve still firing. There is a small safety that I assume was done by Huben intentionally, and that is the fact that typically the magazine stops rotating even at higher pressure. So the threshold for where the magazine of the K1 or the GK1 starts to operate is higher than the valve. I believe, I haven't asked, but I believe this was done intentionally because that means that last couple of shots that you are still able to fire was already under the pressure where the magazine rotates. So at least you were firing blank, so you were firing just air through the empty cylinder because it hasn't rotated. At a certain point there was a slug there or pellet, you shot it out, and after that it didn't rotate anymore, but you can still fire it. So most likely you will get stuck on that point if you go that far in front of the empty chamber. So that is, let's say, a point of partial safety, but that is something to consider. So always be aware of that. So yeah, I really want to stress that this is important in order to keep safety with this pistol. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.